Have you been feeling like you've been enjoying your own company more? You've been enjoying your solitude, your own sacred space. Maybe you've recently become interested in a whole bunch of spiritual topics like meditation or yoga, Tai Chi, things about energy, or anything to do with self-help and progress within just the good space within you. One of the really big ones, have you been questioning your relationships with people? Wondering if you're still a good match for certain people, whether it be friends or romantic relationships. Next, are you decluttering or losing things? Are things that are normally in your space no longer in your space? That's my core question in that one. Have you been feeling this pull to try new things, to go and experience something different because things are just not quite enough? It feels like there should be more. If you've been experiencing those things, these are likely signs of you being a chosen one. I'm going to break down what a chosen one is in a second, because it's not about being a messiah. It's not about being, someone who stands on top of a hill and commands his herd. It's not being a shepherd in that sense, and I want to make that very clear. So in this video, I'm going to take you through what a chosen one actually is, how to deal with these signs, what they actually mean in the process if you're experiencing them, and what to do as a general rule of thumb so that you know whichever direction the universe is taking you, it's in the right one for you. So before I dive into all of that, what's up guys? My name is Mitch, and I help break down spiritual concepts and turn them into practical, digestible, and applicable pieces so you can use them to start manifesting your dream life. And if that's something you'd be interested in learning a lot more than just on this video right here, don't forget then to subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications on, and you won't miss another upload like this. So starting off with, what is the chosen one? Because we're seeing it a lot on YouTube, and it's definitely a topic that's popping off. And I want to kind of break this down spiritually, what a chosen one is. A chosen one is not being chosen for everyone else. It's not being chosen to go and solve the planet's problems and to fix poverty. As much as that would be great, and a chosen one can definitely make their dent in those areas, it's not about that. That is just a byproduct. That's a result of falling into the chosen one energy. The truth is, every single one of us are chosen. Now, how close are we to the calling that's going to absolutely shift our entire life? How close are we to that point? Well, that's what these signs are all about. These signs are going to tell you how far and how close you are to a shift. For me, my shift was a spiritual awakening. That's what we call it, a spiritual awakening. And this spiritual awakening was majorly transformative in my life. It made me look at things completely differently. If you're curious about spiritual awakenings and you want to chat to me about it so we can actually have a dialogue, a back and forth about what a spiritual awakening is, or if you've had one and you want to make sure, hit me up in the comment section. For those of you who don't know, I respond to each and every comment left on all of my videos on this channel. If you need to double check, go head over to the channel and go through every video. You will see every comment has a response from me. So I'd love to get into that. If that's a question you have, like, am I going to have a spiritual awakening? Have I had one? What about this in spirituality? I love talking about these topics, so you can leave them in the comments and I'll gladly get back to you on each and every one of them. One of the most common things what we love to speak about in spirituality is manifestations. And when you align with your chosen one energy, your power to manifest the world around you completely changes. And if you want to see what that looks like right before you're going to manifest, like what actually happens, what are the signs to let me know my manifestations are right around the corner, take a look at this video. I made this to express to you how it actually works in terms of when manifestation's happening, so you understand the dynamic, but at the same time, how to know how close you are. So let's get into detail with this exact topic. So we want to know, what are these signs? Why are we doing these things? And what does it mean for our chosen one energy? It means you get to live the life you want to live. It means you get to be fulfilled. Everything you've wanted is now in arm's reach. If you're getting close to signs and synchronicities of this, some of the things that aren't even mentioned here are like seeing repeated numbers. For me lately, the sign has been 444, prosperity and stability. And I really believe it's because of this YouTube channel. This is something that I've decided to be consistent in. It's the first thing in my life that I've really decided to commit to on a deep level. If you want to help me along with that journey, subscribing to this channel and liking this video and leaving a comment if you're feeling called to does so much to help me reach that goal of helping people with spirituality. And I believe that the signs coming out are telling me that that's what's going to happen. I'm around the corner from my prosperity. So being a chosen one means that you are going to see the truth. You are going to know the dynamic of the universe, and you are going to be able to leave your mark. That's what it means to be a chosen one. And if that's something that resonates, hit the thumbs up button. So the reason you're seeking solitude is because the frequencies and energies around you are no longer a match to this new identity. The frequencies and things that are happening are interruptive when you go into a space and people are saying things that are negative, or you can't quite understand why they would say something like that. These confusions that you are trying to get away from are the sign to you that this awakening, that this chosen one energy is around the corner. Because you don't want to be in other people's energy. You're going into your own cocoon to evolve into the next version of you, and that requires being alone. So that is the reason you will be feeling more comfortable in your own space. And even if you're a deep extrovert, introversion at this point in time might be attractive to you. Next is interested in self-help and interested in spiritual concepts. Now, the reason the interest in this is so important is because your energy is saying, I want to grow. I don't want to be the same. I don't want to be stuck. And I'm sure this one is self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. But if you're interested in self-help, in growth, in things like that, it's telling you that it wants it to happen quicker. The universe is giving you a little nudge. Get going with it. Read a book. Start doing things that are going to help you expand your knowledge base, because that's what's going to be transformed in the awakening. Next one, which is a difficult one to start going through. If you're experiencing this, I'm going to help you through it. It's a lot easier to process than you might think. If you're questioning relationships, this is because your identity is something you are trying to understand. Now, this hasn't got anything to do with being woke or multiple genders or anything like that. It's not about that. What it's about is you trying to understand, am I somebody who wants to be working a 9 to 5 for a boss in the travel industry? And you're going to start to question those things along with your relationships. What does this friend even offer in value in my life anymore? Why do I come home and turn on the Xbox? These questionings of the things that have become quite habitual in your life, quite cyclical. Questioning that is one of the most powerful signs that change is on the horizon. What you are saying is, I'm trying to find me. And that's why you will question relationships, because within them, there is an element of you. Now I'll explain how that works. In people, places, and things around us, there are only a reflection. Now, it's not to say that they are only serve as a mirrored reflection and they are nothing else. But in your perception, you cannot spot it if you don't got it. You cannot identify in others what you do not possess within yourself. So if you're seeing things in others and that's what's making you question the relationship, it's your soul trying to evaluate where you are, on which frequency, where can I find me? So your soul's trying to go, where am I? Like, where do I exist? So it's not to say you have to throw every relationship away. What you have to do is maintain authenticity. In this stage of questioning relationships with people, places, things, your life, yourself as a whole, maintaining what you feel is authentic to you is the most important thing. It's not about should I stay, should I go, should I leave this relationship, should I stay and try harder. It's not about that. It's actually about going, what feels true to me in this exact moment, and serving yourself. Part of being a chosen one means you have to be self-serving. Now, not in a selfish, self-centered way, just that you have to take care of yourself. You cannot function, grow, evolve without being a priority to you. You need to be a priority. So questioning relationships is doing that. It's the energy turning you into a priority in your own space. And to navigate that is to be authentic to self. Next is decluttering and losing stuff. If this is happening to you a lot lately, this is also a good sign that new things are going to be manifested into your reality. I know how frustrating it is when you lose stuff. When I start losing things too regularly, it is my sign to declutter. So this is when I start pulling apart my bedroom and my office, and I start throwing away stuff that I forgot I even had. I start shifting things into their new places. And what I found is that once I do that, I start to feel I'm ready for new things. And that's when new things start coming in, when I start inviting them. Whatever energy we're in is what we get a reflection of. So if we treat ourselves like crap and we don't feel good and we choose to feel sad and like a victim, the world will confirm that to us. And we push this much further back. We need to be in that state of complete agreement with who we identify as, and by identify I mean as a strong, soulful individual experiencing life on earth. Then the reflections start to change. So decluttering is making space. You're saying, hey abundance, come at me, I've sorted out your place. And decluttering or losing things is a sign of this. It's a sign of new things coming in. Something you can just ride the wave. It's really all good. But again, be authentic. And the last one, this is going to tell you are super close to this change, is you're now stepping into actually doing things you never thought you'd do. Doing things that feel fulfilling for you. For example, trying out a new yoga class, trying out a new meditation on YouTube that you haven't done before, reading books you might never have read before and now you're all of a sudden reading. Or you are an avid reader, but you've decided, I want to read this specific book. There's something weird about it that's calling to me. And when you get interested in this and you start YouTubing all of this spiritual information and you feel yourself being pulled into that realm, trying these new things, you're right around the corner. Now, that is in order of distance to the change. It goes 1 to 5. So it's in that order of how close you are to a change. But you can be experiencing all 5 of these simultaneously. And all it is it's a sign for you to jump into your true authenticity. And I'm going to give you some tips about how to do this in a great way to speed up the process of becoming your version of the chosen one. So I've said to you already, be authentic. That is tip number 1. I haven't written it down because I knew I'd say it, but let's get into what I have written down. It's these 3 steps that are going to help you evolve energetically. Number 1 is become aware of your feelings. Don't allow your emotions to be reactive to the things that are happening around you. We do it all the time, and no one is perfect at controlling their emotions, but it's something you want to start working on. By that I mean, when you're driving in traffic and someone cuts you off, don't react. Don't feel the anger come out and start swearing, even before you're allowed to get into this natural world of action. Control the feeling within. You're going to be really surprised at how powerful you are to choose your emotional reaction. That is step number 1. Start controlling your reactions. Realize things are happening and you're not aligning with it. That doesn't mean it deserves an angry outburst. That doesn't mean you deserve to suffer the consequences of anger. The chemical reaction of anger in your blood actually inhibits your immune system for up to 6 hours. So for 6 hours, your immunity is below effective from getting angry. So this is why we want to get in control of our feelings. Next is to ask your guides. Now, if you're not somebody who believes in angels or you're uncertain about it and about spirit guides and you're just not sure about the whole thing, let me give you a lot of comfort. The world is expressing to you that which you understand. When you pose a question, the answer will be presented to you. Now, it might not be this whole big screaming out loud answer, but you will know within yourself once the question has been answered. You just have to ask it. So just ask the universe, when is my abundance coming? I want to know when. And you can ask it. And then you let go of the question and you carry on doing what you need to do to be authentic to yourself. The answer is then going to start showing itself to you. Not in the way you expect, and it might take you by surprise, but it has to show you that it's answering the question. Test that theory. You're going to be really impressed with how that works. Lastly is detach from ego. Now this isn't about the great I am. It's not about that being the ego, the big-headed, vain version of you. It's the entire identity as a human. Your name, what you say you like, what you say you are, those things. Detach from that. Those are all stories and belief systems that you've built to protect a false identity. That is ego. So we want to get out of that. And the way we do that is by not following desire and emotion and things like that. We don't chase emotion. We create emotion. By that I mean, instead of going, I feel this way, so we have to do this. You rather go, what is the situation? How is it going to make me feel? I choose to rather feel this, and then do what serves the feeling you choose not the feelings as a reaction. I hope this video has cleared things up for you. If you have any further questions, if you want something cleared up, a concept, something spiritual, leave it in the comments below. As I said earlier, I respond to each and every comment, and I really look forward to chatting to more of you on a regular basis and hopefully seeing your name pop up on my subscriber list. Thanks so much for watching to this point. I hope to see you on my next video. Mad love and light.